of our national anthem by a trio of young ladies from Central Cambria High School. They mentioned before their introduction they'll also be performing in the Hershey Park Arena for the state finals of Quad A. So maybe, Billy, we will hear them again.
They could be there the same night if the Lewistown girls make it to the AAA finals. That's the same night as the boys Quad A finals, Saturday night. So we might hear them again. It'd be nice to hear them again, Roger.
Certainly would be. Let's run down the starting lineups for tonight's game. Central, of course, under the direction of head coach Vernon Neal. Starting tonight, Joel, for the Lady Scarlet Dragons.
Central will start Ann Showalter and Sarah Anderson at the guards. Megan Laux will be in the middle. And at the forwards will be Kim Ebersol and Christy Schover.
And again, for Central off the bench, not the normal depth that we've seen from this team. You can expect Lori Emig to get into the ball game. Amber Rosenstaub will also play a little bit, but they do not go as deep as they have in the past. And now the starting lineup for your defending state champion Lewistown Lady Panthers.
And Lewistown will start the three guards that have put them on this run for the last couple of years. Krista Gingrich, Maggie Johnston, and Jenna Feathers. Inside will be Hillary Worley and Heather McElwain.
And of course for the Panthers, you can expect to see a lot of Zampelli. She has been playing quite a bit along with Nikki Snyder. And guard-wise, I've noticed the last couple of ball games, they brought in the one Ware girl quite a bit early in the game, in fact, Joe.
That's the freshman, Katie Ware. She's been seeing a little bit of action for Lewistown to give either Krista, Maggie, or Jenna a little blow during the game.
Alrighty, folks, both teams have been given their assignments. Both teams have been introduced here at Del Gol Arena in the Marie Stokes Center. And we are just about set to tip things off. A very good three-person crew, I should say, as we have one female official for tonight's District 6 AAA championship ball game. Lewistown in the home white, Central in the visiting red and gray. Again, no strangers here, Joel. This has been a record that has just skipped and repeated the last 3 and 4 years.
Megan Laux, Krista Gingrich, and Maggie Johnson have probably played against each other 12 times in the last 4 years.
Megan Laux will jump center for the Lady Scarlet Dragons. McElwain will tip it off for the Lady Panthers. Good crowd on hand, of course, and we are set to tip it off. And the opening tap is controlled by the Lady Panthers. Lewistown moving from our left to right as we are courtside at St. Francis. Opening possession, Gingrich for three. Oh, she buries it. Gingrich out of the gate with a three-pointer, and Lewistown up 3-0.
Didn't have an opportunity that time to see what kind of defense Central was in, but Krista wide open on the right wing hit that three-pointer.
Lewistown half-court man, their first defense. Lewistown tries to go down inside the Laux. Ball knocked away by Gingrich and a steal. Here come the Lady Panthers. They push it up the far side. Maggie Johnston driving inside. Ball knocked away loose on the floor, but Feathers has it at the near wing. Skip pass to Gingrich. Krista at the three-point line. Shakes and bakes on the baseline. Nice entry pass to McElwain. Heather stays with it and kicks out the Feathers. Jenna driving inside. Scoop shot, no good. And Megan Laux clears the defensive board. So here comes Central, trailing in the ball game, 3-0. Anderson with the ball in the corner, picked up there by Gingrich, and a foul underneath and a holding foul whistled against McElwain. And they are really bodying inside, Joe. In fact, that first turnover, Gingrich, a lot of contact when she got the ball from Laux.
As we said,
McElwain that time trying to front lap. She calls it the hold. There's a lot of pushing and shoving there down low between the two girls.
Back with the ball. Central goes down low to Megan Laux. Turnaround jumper knocked away and blocked by Worley. And back comes Lewistown with the basketball. Lady Panthers go to Maggie Johnston for three. Her shot is no good. And the defensive rebound. In fact, the ball loose in the quarter. Showalter has it on one knee, and she's going to take a timeout because she would have had to travel if she stood up. We'll take a timeout as well. 6:43 left in the opening quarter. Lewistown 3, Central 0. We'll be right back after this. potentially a half-court trap here as Worley and Feathers come up to pick up defensively. No, instead they will drop back and stay man-to-man. Showalter with the ball for Central, guarded by Johnston. Showalter on the near side, picks up the pass and goes to Anderson. Anderson looks down low, nobody home. Laux had turned her back. Vernon Neal looking at his club, wondering what that was all about, but miscommunication. A turnover, and the Lady Panthers back with the ball.
This is one of the things we've seen Lewistown grow throughout the season defensively, Roger. They typically do that.
Gingrich drives to the bucket for the Lady Panthers. A reach-in foul called against Central, and Vernon Neal protesting the call, saying it was all ball. But the officials did not agree. They called the reach-in. And Lewistown will get the inbound under their own bucket. 6:22 to go in the first quarter. Right inside to Gingrich, pull-up jumper no good, and Megan Laux has a defensive board. Here comes Central, quickly up the floor. Showalter with the ball at the three-point line. Hands off to Anderson right in front of our table here courtside. 6 minutes to go now in the first quarter. Showalter working one-on-one against Johnston, out top to Anderson. Anderson at the three-point line. Hands off now to Showalter. Showalter guarded by Gingrich, comes near side. They keep trying to look down low, but Lewistown's doing a nice job sagging at the wing and really double teaming. Now Central gets it down low. Ebersol's shot is partially blocked, and a foul also called against Lewistown. It'll go against Hillary Worley, and that will put Kim Ebersol at the line, shooting two. And Lewistown's strategy, obviously, Joel, pressure on the ball to make the entry pass difficult, but then from the weak side getting all kinds of help. And they look like it's a solid game plan here. They've been doing quite well here early.
Solid game plan, but give Vernon Neal credit with his game plan too. Central took a lot of time off the clock that time, worked the ball around the perimeter. This time they sent Kim Ebersol down to post up Hillary Worley. She successfully did that and hit both free throws, so it's a 3-2 ball game.
3-2 our score. Lewistown back with the basketball. 5:40 and counting in the first quarter. Maggie Johnston penetrating inside with a running one-hander. No good. Worley with the offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Feathers. Jenna driving the baseline. A whistle and a blocking foul called against Central. And Lewistown will get the inbound under their own bucket with 5:35 left to play here in quarter number one.
That foul is on Christy Shover. That is her first foul. Both teams now with 2 team fouls.
Worley on the inbound for Lewistown. They give it to Krista. Gingrich will dribble it out top and set the Panther offense. Central in a 2-3 zone. Lewistown tries to go inside to McElwain. Ball knocked away and stolen by Anderson. Here comes Central with the ball. Anderson far side out top to Ebersol. And as Joel mentioned, look for Central to try to work the clock in long possessions. They try to muscle it down low to Laux. Laux, oh, looked like she was hammered. Nothing called. They go back down to her. To the bucket. Shot is short. Rebound blocked by McElwain, but they get the offensive rebound. And Showalter puts it up and in for 2. And Central takes the lead 4-3. Just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Gingrich for Lewistown hits Feathers. Jenna for 3. She buries it. Jenna Feathers with a three-pointer, and Lewistown with 2 threes, leading in the ball game 6-4.
Gingrich drawing a lot of attention, found a wide open Feathers, and she hit the three-pointer.
Central back on the offensive end. Showalter goes to Laux. Ball knocked away by McElwain, and the officials really letting a lot of contact go, Joel, which is just what Lewistown would like to see tonight. Ebersol now for 3 for Central. Shot is no good. Long rebound in the corner, and it'll be Central ball. Boy, it looked like that was clearly last touch by Central, but the official ruling, it will go to the Lady Scarlet Dragons. They inbound in the far corner. 4:25 to play in the first quarter.
Jenna Feathers and Megan Laux both going after the ball. The official said it went off Jenna Feathers that time.
Showalter out top for the Dragons. Goes to Stover. Ball knocked away, loose on the floor. A collision. And who's it going to be on? I think it's going to go against Central. I believe Laux. It could have been Laux. It could have been Feathers. It could have been Anderson. And it ends up being, I think, the right call, Joel, on Megan Laux, not the player you want if you're Central. Lewistown with the ball, leading 6-4. Maggie Johnston at the wing, penetrates the 2-3 zone all the way to the bucket, and a reach-in foul against Central. And the Lady Dragons not happy with the call, but it'll go against number 44.
And that is Christy Shover's second foul. Central cannot afford to get into foul trouble. But what Lewistown's doing very well against the zone, Rogers, they're penetrating, and they're catching the Central girls moving their feet when there's contact.
Lady Panthers on the inbound. They swing the horn. Bring it out top now to Johnston. Maggie goes to Krista. Krista pull-up jumper from about 16, up and in. Gingrich hits for 2 more, and Lewistown leading 8-4 here in the first quarter.
Showalter almost with the steal that time, but Gingrich, her strength showed that time as she pulled the ball away from Showalter and hit the jump shot.
Anderson in the quarter for Central, out top to Laux. Laux skip pass to Showalter, picked up there by Johnston. And Lady Panthers doing a good job keeping this Central offense high and away from the bucket. Laux out top, gives it up to Anderson. Anderson working against Feathers, hands off to Showalter. Showalter near side to Stover. Stover down low to Laux, shot fake, gets McElwain in the air, goes to the bucket, misses the shot, gets a rebound, and puts it back up and in. So Megan Laux scores 2, and Central back within 2. Lewistown on the offensive end goes down into McElwain, and she's tied up by Laux. Maybe that's part of Lewistown's strategy there, I'm not sure, Joel, but Johnston had a wide open 3 and instead elected to go inside to McElwain. Maybe they thought with 1 foul already on Laux, they'd try to draw 2. Instead, Laux gets the tie up, the turnover, gives it back to the Lady Scarlet Dragons.
Good pass that time by Johnson. McElwain just did not protect the ball very well that time, and Laux quick to grab onto the ball, forcing the jump ball.
Central back on offense. They get it to Ebersol, near side wing, pull-up jumper is short, and Johnston with a defensive rebound. Substitutions now, Zampelli and Snyder in the ball game for the Lady Panthers. Gingrich on the offensive end, dribbles the baseline. Her shot is short, and the ball out of bounds. No, instead saved by Central. Ebersol controls, and here come the Scarlet Dragons. Showalter across midcourt, working against Johnston. Kick pass in the quarter. Anderson for 3. Shot off rim, no good. Long rebound, loose on the floor, and good hustle by Zampelli. Here come the Lady Panthers. Feathers for 3. She buries it. Jenna Feathers hits another 3-pointer. And of Lewistown's 11 points, 9 from behind the 3-point line.
Great outlet pass by Gingrich. A lot of confidence by Feathers. It was 1-on-4 that time when she hit the 3-point shot.
And now Central on offense, a reach-in foul against Lewistown. Touch foul there against Feathers. And that'll give Central the inbound on the far side. Lewistown leading here, 11-6 with 2:12 to play in quarter number 1.
Lewistown with only 2 girls in the scoring column. Jenna Feathers with 6 and Krista Gingrich with 5.
Showalter on the inbound. The 5'4" guard working it for the Lady Scarlet Dragons. They go to Shover. Shover trying to back in Gingrich, now pulls it back outside and gives it to Showalter, and they'll reset. Snyder and Zampelli working hard down low against Laux and Ebersol. Shover now at the foul line, gives it up to Ebersol, down low to Laux. Laux up and in over Snyder. I tell you what, she's scoring early, Joel, but Lewistown's defense, they are making them work for those shots.
Megan Laux now with 4 points.
Lewistown back on offense. Gingrich for 3. Her shot is no good, and a whistle against Snyder of Lewistown on the rebound for going over the back. So Nikki Snyder, the junior, whistled for the foul. And Central will inbound in the backcourt. Substitution now for the Scarlet Dragons. Checking into the ball game is number 31, Lori Emig. And again, Central not real deep. That's the first sub of the ball game. And if you look at the Scarlet Dragons right now, Joel, they look tired here early. This Lewistown defense, I think, will wear on this Central team. Showalter across midcourt, hounded there by Maggie Johnston. Penetrates inside, pull-up jumper off the rim, no good, and Gingrich has the defensive rebound. Lewistown on the run now. Central is back, and Gingrich's pass is errant, out of bounds. So a turnover for the Lady Panthers as the pass was ahead of Maggie Johnston. And that'll give it back to Central. 11-8, a 3-point lead for the Lewistown girls. 1 minute and 10 seconds to play in quarter number 1.
Little miscommunication that time by Gingrich and Johnson. Gingrich thought Johnson was going to go down further. Johnson was going to pull up for the shot.
And now a whistle and a double dribble called against Showalter. Just good constant pressure by Maggie Johnston. And Maggie now gets the inbound from Gingrich, walks it across the timeline, and Lewistown back on offense. We hit the 1-minute mark here in the first quarter. Gingrich on the near side at the wing, dribbles inside, pull-up jumper, up and in. Krista Gingrich hits for 2 more, and the Lewistown lead back to 5 points.
That time Central showed a 1-3-1 zone defense.
And Showalter turns it over again. Here comes Lewistown on the run, 3-on-3. Johnston all the way to the bucket, up and in. Maggie Johnston scores 2 more, and the Lady Panthers lead is 7 at 15-8. Showalter really looking fatigued here. This Lewistown pressure paying dividends early here just in the first quarter. Showalter far side to Emig. Emig dribbling the baseline, kicks out top to Ebersol. Down low to Anderson. Anderson knocked away by Feathers. Loose ball on the baseline. And last touch, they say, by Feathers, I believe, of Lewistown. So Central will get the inbound. After about a 2-minute break, Megan Laux checks back in for Central. And you can see, Joel, without Laux in there, their offense really limited.
Their offense is limited. They need to get the ball down low on the blocks to her to be successful tonight.
And they missed Laux wide open that time. Ebersol instead fires a three. It's no good. The long rebound run down by Feathers. Outlet pass to Johnston, loose on the floor. Good hustle by Megan Laux, but the ball will go out of bounds. Last touch by Central, so Lewistown will have the inbound in front of our table with 3 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Look for Gingrich to make a move. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Krista does not get the shot off in time, and that ends the first quarter of play. 15-8, Lewistown leads Central. We'll be back with more right after this. One minute here, Jim, 1 minute.
If they don't get cold, Roger, they're going to blow them out of here. They just can't match up well.
Is that the voice of Joe?
Who actually goes further?
Lewistown Panthers ball in the start of the second quarter.
Who's the winner match up with? It'll be Stifler. But somebody better than me. District 7 or 7 and 8. The loser is somebody in 7 and 8. I think the winner goes to the winner of the match. I read that in the paper. I think that's how it is. All right, so you're benefit.
Blow them out early. 19-8 they lead with 7:20 to play in the second quarter. Showalter with the basketball, guarded by Johnston. Runs off a screen in the high post, now penetrates all the way to the bucket with a scoop shot, no good. And Zampelli right there with a defensive rebound. Outlet pass to Johnston. Maggie brings it across midcourt. Central, not sure what kind of defense Central is playing now. Krista Gingrich driving to the baseline. She is fouled, and Gingrich will go to the line and shoot two. Looked like they had Ebersol and Laux guarding Gingrich, which is a strange defense for sure.
I'm not sure what kind of defense it is either, Roger, but it has not been very aggressive for Central, which they typically play against Lewistown. They want Lewistown to beat them from the outside, and tonight so far, Lewistown is surely doing that.
Anderson back into the ball game for Central, replacing Emig. For the Lady Panthers, it is Snyder, Feathers, Zampelli, Gingrich, and Johnston.
And you surely don't want Laux guarding Gingrich, because Laux picked up her second foul that time. Krista will beat her and get her in the air pretty much when she wants to.
Gingrich misses the first foul shot. Second shot is up and good. 20-8. Lady Panthers leading by 12. And now it is Ebersol who is out top running the offense, guarded by Zampelli. Not a good matchup there for Lewistown. They lob down inside the Laux. Laux skip pass, now they swing the horn to Anderson, wide open from about 16. No good. Feathers with a rebound, and Feathers gets the ball out to Maggie Johnston. Johnston across midcourt. Spin dribble into high post, and a reach-in foul called against Central. Vernon Neal shaking his head again on the call. And Lewistown will get the inbound under their own bucket with 6:35 left to play in the first half.
And I think it's typical of the quickness Central a little slower, and when you reach in front of the referee, they're going to call it.
And on the inbound, Gingrich threw it right to Anderson of Central. So a turnover gives it back to the Lady Scarlet Dragons. Skip pass, Showalter, open for three. Her shot no good. Anderson tried to take the rebound away from Zampelli and knocked the ball out of bounds. So Lewistown will have it in the backcourt. 6:21 to play in the first half.
Lewistown, again, a good job on the boards that time. Andy Zampelli with good defensive rebounding position. She didn't grab the ball that time.
And Lewistown again just throwing it away. Maggie Johnston threw it right to Kim Ebersol. Ebersol all the way to the other end, misses the layup. Anderson with a rebound, she misses the shot, and Lewistown with a rebound. So Central missing some golden opportunities to try and get back in it. Lewistown pushes the other way. Zampelli scores. Zampelli with the assist from Johnson, and the lead is 14 points for the Lady Panthers.
Lewistown with a 7-0 run to open this second quarter.
Amazingly, when you consider the last two possessions, they threw the ball right to Central. Shover out top of the ball, gives it to Ebersol. Down low to Laux. Laux, drop step, shot up, no good, but she's fouled. And the foul will go against Nikki Snyder. And that will put Laux to the line, shooting two, with 5:36 to go in the quarter. And Lewistown now rotating their post players again. Snyder and Zampelli will come out. Worley and McElwain back in.
And Lewistown can do that all evening, Rogers. I said earlier they have 20 fouls to give. Megan Laux already has 2 fouls, so she can continue to be aggressive, but she's getting a little more tired as the game's going on.
At the line, Laux misses the first of two. And you can just see it in the faces, Joel. Central looks gassed here early. We still have 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Second shot by Laux, also no good. Rebound to Worley. Lady Panthers on the run. Krista Gingrich going all the way to the bucket, throws it away right to Laux. So Lewistown having some trouble on the offensive end, but Central has yet to cash it in when they get the ball back. On offense, the Scarlet Dragons go to Showalter, far side corner. Pull-up jumper, no good. Worley with a rebound, and Central not shooting well here in the first half.
And give Lewistown credit. Every Central shot, Lewistown at least has a hand in their face.
Gingrich far side for the Lady Panthers. Pull-up jumper up and in. Gingrich hits for 2 more, and Central will take a timeout. 4:59 to go in the second quarter. The Lady Panthers up big, 24-8. More high school basketball right after this.
Boy, this could get ugly. Mark. This could get ugly. Played them down there, they beat us by 33.
Back again live courtside at St. Francis College in Loretto. The Lewistown Lady Panthers trying to three-peat as District 6 AAA champions right now, Joel. They are in command 24-8. Central inbounds in the backcourt after a timeout.
Lewistown not playing that well in the second quarter. They've turned the ball over at least 3 times, but they've outscored Central 9-zip.
Central on offense gets it to Laux in the high post. She kicks to Ebersol for 3, no good. And Feathers with a defensive rebound, and Jenna now dribbles it out of bounds on the far side. So a turn for the Lady Panthers. Lewistown uncharacteristically here, I think that's 3 turnovers in their last 5 possessions. Despite that, as Joel mentioned, it's 9-0 this quarter.
One of the things Central is doing well is they're getting back on defense very well, Roger. Lewistown unable to get really an easy bucket off a break.
Central on offense working against that Lewistown man-to-man. They get it down on the baseline. Showalter jumper way short. Laux with a rebound. Her putback no good. They cannot buy a bucket. And the rebound down to Maggie Johnston. Johnston across midcourt. Penetrates in the lane. Kicks to McElwain from the foul line. Heather McElwain for 2. And it's 26-8. Lady Panthers rolling over the Dragons.
Lewistown with 6 girls in the scoring column.
Central fires up another 3. Ebersol's shot no good. Laux offensive rebound. Power move to the bucket. It's short. And Snyder with a board. And Megan Laux is completely gassed here in the first half. Back on offense, Maggie Johnston for 3. Shot off rim, no good, but Snyder has the rebound. To Feathers, she launches a 3, and she buries it. Again, it's 29-8 in the second quarter.
Lewistown, when they're not turning the ball over, they're on all cylinders offensively.
Central back with the basketball, still trying to score their first point of the quarter. They go to Ebersol, kick pass to Anderson, out top to Showalter. She lobs down low to Laux, double team, ball knocked away and stolen. And here comes Lewistown again, and Laux just slowly making her way up the floor. Snyder at the other end misses the layup. And back comes Lewistown with Central with the basketball. Ebersol on the far side gives it up to Showalter. Skip pass, Stover for 3, no good. Rebound Worley. Outlet pass to Feathers. Jenna trying to push it to the other end, all the way to the bucket, and scores.
Feathers that time with a great change of pace dribble as she blew right by Ann Showalter for the easy lay-in.
Central, a 3-point attempt again by Showalter. It's short. Rebound to Johnston, a whistle and a foul against Central. Megan Laux looks at the official and says, "Me? Yes, it's you, and it's your 3rd. And boy, she looks like a beaten player out there right now, Joel. She has just been completely worn down by this Lady Panther defense. Substitution, Gingrich now back in the game, replacing Jenna Feathers. The boy Jenna with that hesitation dribble just left Emig at the other end wondering what happened.
I'll tell you, Roger, we talk about Krista, Maggie, and Jenna time in and time out. But you got to give a lot of credit to Hillary Worley, Heather McElwain, Nikki Snyder, and Andy Zampelli. They have come on since the beginning of the season. They had some big shoes to replace in Enid Dunmeyer last year, as well as Sweeta Hutchinson, and they've taken the role very well.
At the line, McElwain missed the front end of the 1-and-1. That did put Lewistown in the bonus. And Central will inbound in the backcourt.
Roger, excuse me, I'm not sure. We have a 16-0 run in the second quarter. I wish I had the end of the first quarter because we might have another 20-0 run like we had at Mount Aloysius the other night with the Indian Valley girls.
On offense, Central goes to Emig from the high post. Her shot no good, so they again have yet to score in the second quarter. Gingrich, outlet pass thrown away. And another turnover by the Lady Panthers, and Kevin Kodish chuckling on the far side, telling them to just settle it down a little bit.
As
you wouldn't think with the turnovers they've had in this quarter, which have been a little ugly, they would be doing what they're doing. I mean, they are just completely hammering Central this quarter, despite 4 or 5 plays that you might go to 10 games and not see them make.
Well, Central only with 3 field goals this ballgame. They have to be shooting in the teens percentage-wise.
Central back on offense. Ebersol for 3, and she hits it. Kim Ebersol ends the drought with a 3-pointer, but it may have come too late. The lead is 20, 31-11. Lewistown with the ball in the lead. McElwain wide open, misses the shot, gets a rebound. She's fouled. If that's on Laux, she's in big trouble. Megan Laux, I believe, whistled for the foul. McElwain missed the first shot. You know, originally that looked like it was bad for Lewistown. Actually, it worked out better because she got the rebound and then drew the foul, and the 4th for Central. You've got to think this thing is over now. You're down 20, and your franchise is on the bench in the second quarter with 4 fouls.
Well, Vernon Neal had the choice, Roger, to take her out in the second quarter, leave her sit on the bench, and it would probably be the same as it is now, but he elected to play with her. She has 4 fouls. She'll definitely sit out the rest of this half, and we'll see when she plays in the second half. McElwain
at the line hits the first foul shot and also the second. Heather McElwain with 2 more points, and the lead is 22 for the Lewistown girls. 1:40 to go here in the second quarter. Showalter with the ball for Central. Working the offense, goes far side to Anderson. Anderson hands off out top to Emig. Emig skip pass, nearly threw it away. Showalter runs it down. Picked up there by Jenna Feathers. Central having a hard time getting open. Now they get it to Ebersol at the 3-point line. Ebersol forces a jumper. It's an air ball. Gingrich with the rebound, has it knocked away, and then she commits the foul. a reach-in against Ebersol.
Well, I think the foul's on Gingrich that time. They didn't call what I thought was the first foul, where Gingrich I thought was fouled. And Gingrich tried to tie up Ebersol, and she was whistled for the foul.
A minute 17 to go in the second quarter. Substitution Maggie Johnston back in for Lewistown, and Hillary Worley will check out. 33-11, Lady Panthers dominating here early.
I'll tell you, we have a bunch of Lewistown fans behind us, Roger, and they're looking for blood. They're hollering at every call.
Inside goes Central to Ebersol, and she is fouled as she went up to the bucket. That will go on Andy Zampelli. So Zampelli picks up her first foul of the ball game. Both teams now in the bonus. That was a shooting foul, however, so nonetheless, Ebersol will shoot 2.
Ebersol leading Central tonight with 5 points. Now she has 4 here in the second quarter, the only 4 points that the Lady Scarlet Dragons have scored.
33-12, Lewistown up. Ebersol's second shot, no good, and McElwain clears the defensive rebound. Outlet the Feathers, down court to Gingrich. Krista at the three-point line. Goes down low to Zampelli, wide open, and Andy Zampelli puts it in. What a beautiful pass from the All-American Gingrich.
Gingrich just dribbled out there waiting for someone to break open, and she saw Zampelli, a no-look pass, an easy lay-in for Andy.
Showalter comes near side with the basketball as Central now working in Krista Scott. Shot from the outside, no good. Offensive rebound, Emig. Another offensive rebound for Anderson, no good. And a tie-up, and the alternating possession arrow favors Lewistown. So the Lady Panthers will get it in the backcourt with 38 seconds to play in a first half that has been all blue and white.
Yeah, I believe at the Clarion Inn a couple weeks ago, Roger, I predicted the Lewistown Lady Panthers would win all their games by at least 20 points in the district. So far, I'm on target.
You are certainly correct there. Lewistown working the offense against Central in the 2-3 zone. We're down to 20 seconds to play in the half. And Jenna Feathers throws it away. Turnover by Lewistown, and back comes Central with the ball. Can't remember a quarter where I've seen this many turnovers. Back comes Ebersol, shot no good for 3, rebound Gingrich. Here comes Lewistown. Skip pass, Feathers all the way to the bucket. Her shot is blocked by Ebersol, and that will end the first half of play. But another wonderful half for the defending state champs. Lewistown rolling 35-12. We've played 16 minutes, and we'll be back with the halftime show right after this. How's everything going back here for you, Joe? Lewistown has had their way, Joel Diamond. Lady Panthers up 35-12 here at the half. We mentioned in their first 2 ball games, they've outscored their opponents 183-97, almost doubling them. Well, they're almost tripling Central here through 2 quarters.
It's been all Lewistown. Lewistown has not played one of their better court games, Roger, as they turned the ball over 7 times, Statman tells us, only alone in the second quarter. But the one thing they're doing very well tonight is shooting very well.
Yes, they are. They are making Central pay for it. And the other thing I'll tell you they're doing very well, Joel, is they are defending at the other end. That Central team not only beaten on the scoreboard in the first half, they were physically exhausted when they left the floor. And again, I credit the defensive scheme Lewistown is going with, hounding Megan Laux, hounding Kim Ebersol. When you take those 2 out of this Central lineup, there's not a lot more offensive punch there.
And give Kevin Kodish a lot of credit for having his Lewistown Lady Panthers in good physical condition, because they're playing an up-tempo game, full court pressure, and they're only playing 7 girls. You're seeing Gingrich, Feathers, and Johnston playing 95% of the minutes, with the inside girls alternating some, and Gingrich, Johnston, and Feathers getting a little blow here and there.
And the shooting has been horrendous thus far for Central. Central 1 for 19 in that second quarter, and for the half, 4 for 32, only making 1 out of every 8 shots. And again, that can be attributed to 2 things: poor shooting or good defense. I think it's a combination of both, and as you can tell me with those good math skills of yours, they are shooting 12%.
12% for the Lady Scarlet Dragons, and that is not going to win you a ball game no matter who you play against if you only shoot 12%.
Folks, we're at the half. It's 35-12. Don't forget, tomorrow here on CHX, the Indian Valley girls will go for the District 6 Quad A Championship. Lady Warriors scheduled to tip off at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. They are the second game, by the way, but 1:30 is tip-off tomorrow when the Indian Valley girls take on the Altoona Lady Mountain Lions. Again, 1:30 for the Quad A title. We'll be on the air with the pregame tomorrow at about 1 o'clock here on Chicks 105. We'll take another break. We'll be back with more of the halftime show right after this. College in Loretto, Billy Joel Diamond, Roger Herto, super fan and stat man with us also for tonight's game. And we pull out the entire A team, Joel, for the postseason. And Lewistown has certainly pulled out their A team tonight, 35-12. They lead Central here at halftime. Central still in the locker room. And I think if you're Vernon Neal right now, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Well, you want to have your girls come out and play a good second half because Central is not done after tonight. They will advance into the state playoffs. If things continue the way they look right now, they'll open up against 7-8. That's the 8th place team in the WPIAL, and Central should have an opportunity to win that ball game. So a good second half can at least give them some momentum moving into the state playoffs, and that would be next Saturday in AAA for both the winner and loser of this ball game.
Let's look at scoring so far in that first half. First of all, of course, Central only 12 points. Not hard to figure that 6 would probably do it, and that is what Kim Ebersol has. In fact, only 3 players have scored. She has 6, Laux has 4, Showalter with 2. For the Lewistown girls, already in double figures. In fact, a couple of players already in double figures.
Krista Gingrich leads the way with 12. Jenna Feathers with 3 triples tonight and 11 points. It's balanced scoring the rest of the way for Lewistown. Heather McElwain and Andy Zampelli with 4 each. Nikki Snyder and Maggie Johnston only with 2 each. And you know, Roger, you played against Maggie Johnston enough over the last 4 years. She can explode in the third quarter alone and get in double figures for the Lady Panthers.
Lewistown again out on the court getting ready for the second half. Central has yet to come out, but I'm sure they'll be here when we come back. 2 minutes left at the halftime, and we'll be back to start the third quarter. It's Lewistown's girls up 35-12. More high school basketball coming up on Chicks 105.
What do you think, Superman? Our second team announcer here tonight, Tim Sear, I saw in the stand. Central's not coming out for the second half. Might need more time.
Back to start the second half here at St. Francis College in Loretto, and an interesting tactic by Central. Lady Scarlet Dragons just 4 of 32 from the floor, and Vernon Neal didn't bring them out, Joel, until about a minute before the start of the second half, and he did not even let them shoot. They have been over on the bench sitting the entire time, and now they are ready to take the floor, as is Lewistown. It will be Central's ball to start the second half, but they trail 35-12.
Central's key player, Megan Laux, will start the second half on the bench. She has 4 fouls. I guess Vernon Neal's going to hope they can get back into the ball game and use her down the stretch. We'll have to see what happens.
On the inbound, Central with the basketball. They get it into Showalter. She's guarded there by Jenna Feathers. Showalter, far side to Ebersol. Kim launches a three-pointer, no good. And the rebound comes down to Anderson, out to Emig. Emig drives inside, kicks to Ebersol. She launches another three, and this time she hits it. Kim Ebersol hits the three-pointer. And that equaled 1/4, 25% of their point total in the entire first half. Lewistown back on offense. Gingrich with the ball. Skip pass to Johnston. Maggie for three. Short. And Showalter, the smallest player on the floor, comes out of there with it for the Dragons. 7:20 and counting here in the third quarter. Central with the ball. Stover for three. Shot no good. And the rebound down to McElwain.
Well, I think that's going to be the Central offense this half. Try to shoot threes and hope they fall.
Lewistown on offense. They swing the horn to Gingrich. Gingrich forces up a shot, no good, and the defensive rebound. Now loose ball, and again, Showalter, smallest player on the floor, comes out of there with the ball. Across the timeline, Central with the ball, 6:50 and counting here in the third quarter. They trail by 20. Knocked away and stolen by Johnston. Maggie, end to end, and score it. Good strong move by Johnston to the bucket. Her second field goal of the ball game. And the lead goes back to 22.
One of the few breakaways for the Lady Panthers, as we said earlier. Central has been adept at getting back on defense this evening. They've had to do it a lot.
Shover with the ball in the corner, guarded by McElwain. Now she swings it near side to Emig, lob down inside to Ebersol. She kicks out to Showalter, back to Shover, another three-pointer, short. And a long rebound comes down to Anderson. And Central will retain possession. Showalter out top, again working long possessions, which Central would like to do, but boy, you can't work too long of possessions here when you're down by this many. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by Lewistown, and Central will get the inbound.
Central that time tried to go down on the block to Ebersol. Maggie Johnson with good help side defense that time knocked it out of bounds.
Lady Scarlet Dragons almost look like the team with the lead, as patient as they are. You would not know they are down by 22.
They're trying to set up the perimeter shot, Roger.
Showalter dribbling all the way to the hoop, now kicks outside. Shover to the bucket. Her shot is blocked by McElwain, and then she loses it on the way back up. Feathers with the ball. Boy, that looked like a foul. Nothing called, and Ebersol ends up getting the ball and going to the bucket for two. So Kim Ebersol, really the only player doing much of anything for Central, brings the Scarlet Dragons back to within 20.
Central has been very aggressive on the offensive board this half.
Lewistown at the other end. Krista Gingrich misses the three-pointer. Anderson with a rebound. Looked like she traveled. Officials missed that one, and Central back with the ball. Shover, far side for the Dragons, looking for help. Tries to go to Showalter. Ball knocked out of bounds by Jenna Feathers, and Central will inbound in front of their bench.
Central has come out this second half, and they are playing aggressively. They've hit two shots this half, both by Ebersol, but they've been hitting the offensive boards very hard and playing tougher defense than they did the first half.
Showalter out top, comes near side to Emig, guarded there by Gingrich. Ball knocked out of bounds by Krista. And again, Central will get the inbound. Substitutions, Zampelli and Snyder back in for Lewistown, which means McElwain and Worley will exit. 4:55 to play in the third. It's 37-17. Lewistown's girls up by 20. Ebersol inbound for Central, gets it to Showalter. She is double teamed, and Snyder reaches in and ties her up for a jump ball. And the alternating possession arrow will give it to Lewistown.
Well, that's someone, they got it down low to Showalter. She was quickly surrounded by three Lewistown players. Nikki Snyder with an alert play there, tying up the ball, and the possession arrow, as you said, Roger, favored the Panthers.
Lori Emig will now check out. As checking back in for Central is Krista Scott. So Scott back in the lineup. Lewistown back with the ball, leading by 20. Gingrich on the far side, penetrates all the way to the bucket. What a beautiful move, and she scores. Like a knife through butter, she went through the zone. And the lead is back to 22. Shover far side for Central for three, and she hits it. Christy Shover hits a three-pointer, and the Lewistown lead is 19 points. All alone inside, great pass from Gingrich to Snyder, and Snyder scores two, and the Lewistown lead back to 21.
Lewistown can look at changing their defense a little bit here in the third quarter. Central really not trying to get the ball down low, instead of looking for all three-point shots.
Central with the basketball. 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Shover, another three-pointer. No good. They bank for the rebound, and Scott has it for Central. So the Lady Dragons will reset the offense. Shover on the near side. Double team now by Feathers, nearly stolen, but they get it over to Showalter. Showalter skip pass out top to Anderson. Anderson drives all the way to the bucket. Boy, looked like she was fouled there by Zampelli. Instead, Lewistown with a rebound. Out they come to Johnston. Maggie on the far side. Skip pass. Gingrich for three. No good. And Zampelli with a rebound. Back to Gingrich. Krista this time from 16. Up and in. Krista Gingrich really looking smooth. And when she has the pull-up jumper going, it's the complete package.
And that's been her best shot of the evening tonight.
43-20. The lead is 23 points for the Lewistown girls with 3 minutes to go in the third. Showalter out top of the ball. Skip pass to Shover in the corner for three. Rattles rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Anderson. She gives it to Ebersol. And Kim Ebersol banks it up and in for two. And it's 43-22.
Lewistown not rebounding well this quarter defensively, as Central getting many second opportunities.
Lewistown on offense. Feathers drives the baseline with a scoop shot. It is short. And the defensive rebound comes down to Ebersol. Ebersol across midcourt for Central. Going end to end. Inside, it scores with a baby hook. Kim Ebersol covered all 90 feet, Joel, and puts it in. The lead is cut to 19.
Ebersol with 9 points in the third quarter for Central.
Lewistown, great pass inside to Snyder, and Nikki scores two more. Give the assist to Gingrich. And the lead is back to 21.
And Gingrich showing her talents, not just scoring, but the ability to pass offensively also.
Showalter with the ball for Central, comes near side to Scott, down low to Ebersol, and a turnover. Ball last touched by Kim. So Lewistown will get it in the backcourt, and now Laux checks back in for Central. Remember, she had 4 fouls in the first half. She comes in with 2:06 to play in the third.
Referees letting this game play out pretty much in the second half, as we played 6 minutes without a foul being called on either side. Of course, we haven't seen a lot of tight defense here either, Roger.
Lewistown with the ball. Johnston inside to Snyder. Nikki with the left hand, no good. Loose ball, and Megan Laux has the defensive rebound for Central. Kim Ebersol will bring it across the timeline, guarded by Zampelli. 1:40 to play here in the third quarter. Ebersol nearly had it stolen. Showalter gets it up. Tries to drive to the bucket, knocked away by Gingrich. Loose ball, Shover with it for Central. Her jump shot is short. Laux with a rebound. Megan Laux to the bucket. Her shot is blocked beautifully from behind by Andy Zampelli.
But again, it's a case of Central getting a second opportunity. And, you know, Lewistown a little sloppy in the second quarter with turnovers. This third quarter, they have not done a good job boxing out on the defensive boards.
Central with the inbound with 1:27 to go in the third. Scott with the ball, loses it. Feathers with a steal. Jenna end-to-end with a scoop shot, misses the layup, and the rebound down to Emig. Outlet pass to Ebersol. 2-on-1. Ebersol pulls up for three and hits it. Kim Ebersol with the three-pointer. And Central as close as they have been for a long time, but still a more than comfortable margin. The lead for Lewistown is 18. Lady Panthers with the ball. Maggie Johnston out top. Beautiful pass to Snyder, and Nikki Snyder getting layup practice inside, Joel. Beautiful passes this half. That one from Johnston, the first two or three from Gingrich.
Snyder with half the Lewistown 12 points in the third quarter.
Emig driving the baseline. We're down to 40 seconds in the quarter. Back outside to Ebersol, and she hits it. Kim Ebersol hits for three, and after just 4 of 32 in the first half, Central starting to shoot well. They've cut the lead to 17, and Lewistown throws it away. Gingrich's pass off the hands of Zampelli, and Kevin Kodish looking at Gingrich and asking why. Why are we forcing those passes? 25 seconds left in the third quarter. The lead is 17. I would not be surprised to see Central hold for the last shot. Might sound strange when you're trailing by 17, but we may see it here.
They might as well get it to Kim Ebersol. She has 15 points in the third quarter.
And there she is again for three and score it. Kim Ebersol with another three-pointer, and all of a sudden, Joel, it's a 14-point ball game. 3 seconds, 2 left in the quarter. Gingrich with a running one-hander. Oh my! Oh my! She hit it. And just like that, you talk about taking the wind out of their sails. Central had played a great quarter, and Gingrich buries it at the buzzer. 50-33. Lewistown's up. More high school basketball after this. 1 minute here, Joe. 1 minute.
Danielle.
Yeah. We'll get it. We got an extended post game. Down decks and stuff. We'll be fine. Welcome back to St. Francis College in Loretto. Just underway to start the fourth quarter. Central down low with the ball, and Megan Laux scores 2, and Central back within 15, 50-35. And all of a sudden, what looked like a rout has the Lewistown fans a little bit concerned. And driving to the bucket was Krista Gingrich, and there, folks, is the first foul of the entire second half. We played a foul-less third quarter.
That foul is on Lori Emig. Yeah, we've played 8 minutes and 12 seconds here in the second half before the first foul, so the referees have let them play. As I said earlier, there hasn't been a lot of defensive pressure from either team here in the second half.
Lewistown will get the inbound under their own bucket, up in the ball game by 15. 7:48 to play for the District 6 AAA title. They get it into Gingrich, pull-up jumper, no good, and Emig with a defensive rebound. Central with the ball, trailing by 15. Showalter across midcourt, guarded by Feathers. Picks up her dribble, and all of a sudden you see a quicker step with this Central team, Joel. They've gotten a second win. Emig out top to Ebersol. We now see Krista Gingrich is the one guarding Ebersol, trying to take her out of the ball game. Central back with the ball, knocked away and stolen. Jenna Feathers with a steal. Feathers to the bucket, and she scores. And Lewistown doing it with defense that time, and a timeout taken by Central. And Vernon Neal furious. He wanted fouls called. None were called, and he's really giving it to the ref. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this.
At least 2 fouls. The first one, if not that, then Central definitely fouled.
Well, they've let them do it all night, though, both ways. Feathers look clean over there.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. It's one of the few transition buckets Lewistown had. It's been half court.
Central basketball in the backcourt after the timeout. Showalter will walk it up the floor. We're approaching 7 minutes to play. 52-35. Central leading by 17, or excuse me, Lewistown leading by 17. Down inside to Megan Laux, a whistle and a reach-in foul called against Lewistown against Gingrich. Looked like Gingrich had a steal.
You can give Vernon Neal credit for that foul, Rogers. He was all over the officials during the timeout. That looked like a clean steal here.
The official that made the call also could not really see it.
The play before, we thought Gingrich might have committed a foul.
Central with the basketball, trailing by 17, a whistle and a blocking foul against Central.
Ebersol on that foul, I guess an illegal screen that time as Gingrich tried to get through it, and Ebersol whistled with her second foul of the evening.
6:53 to play in the ball game. 52-35 is the lead for the Lewistown girls. Maggie Johnston across midcourt, far side to Feathers. Jenna out top to Krista. Gingrich penetrates, running one-hander in and out, and the rebound to Laux. And back comes Central. Showalter across midcourt, hounded by Jenna Feathers. Showalter comes near side to Emig. Skip pass to Scott. Now they work the horn down low to Laux, and a travel by Megan Laux. Good call by the official right on it. As a coach, you don't want your post player to catch the ball and make a move without turning to face the bucket and see what's there. And Laux just put her head down and picked up both feet.
That time McElhain was behind her, and Laux had a chance to make the move, but walked.
And Lewistown on offense, and they throw it away. It was a turnover, and then Gingrich's pass knocked away and stolen. Snyder tried to get it back and fouled from behind. So the turnover gives it back to Central. 6 minutes, 18 seconds to play. Central made a run. In fact, they outscored Lewistown 21-16 in the third quarter. But since Lewistown has changed their defense and put Gingrich on Ebersol, that stopped the three-point barrage we saw in the third quarter.
Each team with 2 points in the fourth quarter thus far.
Showalter across midcourt for Central, goes far side to Shover. Shover guarded there by Snyder, skip pass to Emig. Emig down low to Laux. Laux, spin move, up and no good. Rebound McElwain. McElwain, outlet pass to Gingrich, and Krista will walk it across the top. We're under 6 minutes to go. Down in the quarter to Johnston. Maggie for three, shot is short. Long rebound, and Laux has it for Central. Laux across midcourt looking for help. Skip pass to Showalter. Out to Shover for three. It's good. And Central, as close as they've been, Joel, the lead is cut to 14. 52-38 with 5:25 to go. Jenna Feathers pull-up jumper from the elbow, up and in. Nice shot by Jenna Feathers, stemming that run of Central's. And the Dragons back with the ball as, again, they trail now by 16.
Feathers with all 4 Lewistown points in the fourth period.
Ebersol open again for three. This time it is short, but the rebound to Showalter. Showalter in the corner, maintains possession for Central. Spin dribble, gets it back to Shover. Shover down low to Laux, loose ball knocked away and a turnover. Gingrich has the ball across midcourt for Lewistown. Behind the back dribble all the way to the bucket, no good, but she's fouled. Good hard move to the bucket by the All-American, and she'll shoot two with 4:50 to play.
I don't know if Lewistown's a little tired in the second half, Roger, but Central seems to be out hustling them, or they came back the second half with that comfortable 35-12 lead.
Well, I think
said this one's in the book.
I think it's a combination. You know, I commented throughout the first half Central looked tired. I agree. Lewistown, for some reason, looks a little bit tired in this second half.
And maybe it's been a case where Lewistown has been able to go to their bench a lot early in ball games, and now when you're coming into the district final and the state playoffs, I think it's a good move for Kevin Kodesh to play his players a lot because they need to be in that good physical condition.
Gingrich hits both foul shots in the lead, back to 18 points. 4:45 to go. Central with the basketball. Showalter bringing it up, guarded by Jenna Feathers. Right by Feathers, goes down low to Ebersol, and she missed the layup, and the rebound goes to Maggie Johnston. Boy, Ebersol won't miss many of those. And Lewistown with the basketball. Johnston across midcourt, 4.5 minutes to play. They go to Worley in the corner. Hillary with the ball, picks up the dribble. A little shaky with the pass, goes to Feathers. High post, McElwain, nice pass back out to Gingrich. Shot no good, but Maggie Johnston with a rebound, and she's fouled. Well, it was a nice pass by McElwain in the old inside-out game. Found Gingrich wide open. One of the rare misses tonight for Gingrich, as she has shot extremely well in this ball game. In fact, Gingrich was 5 of 8. In fact, make that 6 of 10, 60% in the first half. And now on the inbound, Lewistown turns it over as Hillary Worley's pass was deflected. She tried to step in and touch the ball, did. However, she was out of bounds.
But Gingrich has been hot tonight off the dribble, Roger, with the jump shot. Other than Jenna Feathers, Lewistown really has not hit a lot of three-pointers. Krista Gingrich with the only other two, and one was at the end of the third quarter and was a running three-pointer right at the buzzer.
Central on offense. Showalter looking for a screen out top, gets it from Ebersol, and now a foul against Ebersol. An illegal screen called against Kim Ebersol. And again, Vernon Neal working the officials pretty heavy over there. Not happy with that one. And a timeout on the floor taken by Lewistown. 56-38, Lady Panthers in command. We'll be back right after this. Okay, I'll be...
What show are we in?
Marie Stokes Fieldhouse on the campus of St. Francis College in Loretto. 3:54 to go. Lewistown Lady Panthers leading a comfortable margin of 18 points, trying to three-peat as District 6 AAA champions. Johnston with the ball tried to hit Gingrich in the corner. It was knocked out of bounds, but last touch by Central. And Lewistown will get the inbound. Jenna Feathers will do it with 3:44 to play in the ball game. Out top to Johnston. I would think Lewistown would work some clock here, Joel. Why not?
No reason not to. Central staying. They're in a man-to-man defense, though, one of the first times tonight.
Worley in the corner, double teamed, and she's tied up. The alternating possession arrow will give it to Lewistown, however, so the Lady Panthers will retain possession as they get an inbound under their own bucket.
Central looking for a double team off the man.
And they throw it away in the inbound. Worley's pass taken away by Anderson.
That's twice in a row.
Central back with the ball, trailing, however, by 18 with 3:20 to play. Kim Ebersol driving the baseline, picks up the dribble, back out to Anderson. Anderson trying to go to the bucket. Shot is no good. Looked like she might have been fouled, and Vernon Neal might get a technical now as he's again complaining about fouls on the far side. Lewistown back with the ball. 3 minutes to go for the Lady Panthers. Maggie Johnston pull-up jumper, no good. And the rebound and a foul against Lewistown. And I don't know where that one came from, unless that came from Vernon Neal's protests on the far side. But McElwain with what would at best be considered a touch foul in this game.
You know, Lewistown doing this tonight, Roger, as they continue to lead by 18 points with Maggie Johnston unable to hit an outside shot all evening. She has 4 points. One was on a breakaway layup. The other was a penetrating drive in the first quarter. So, you know, one of Lewistown's second leading scorer really having an off night offensively.
Central with the ball. And knocked away and stolen by Jenna Feathers. Lewistown on the run. Feathers all the way to the bucket. Shot is short, and the rebound, there's a tie-up. And the arrow will give it to Central. 2:39 to go in the ball game. Lewistown's girls going to win their third straight District 6 AAA title.
Excuse me, Roger. Lewistown, their overall court game tonight has not been as strong as we're used to seeing them. They shot very well in the first half, and that was the difference. But Central has outscored them here in the second half.
Sign of a great team, though, Joel. Even when they don't play that well, you look at the scoreboard, and they are handling this team. Central with the ball, bringing it across midcourt. Showalter against Feathers. Nice lob inside, but they couldn't connect on it. Ball turned over as Shover couldn't pull it in. Lewistown back with the basketball. 2:25 to play. 56-38 is the margin for the defending state champs.
Kevin Kodesh has motioned to Maggie Johnson. Let's run the motion offense. Let's take some time off the clock.
Jenna Feathers with the ball, far side, picks up the dribble, gives it to Gingrich in the corner. Krista one-on-one right by Showalter and scores. Oh, take that. 58-38. The lead is 20 for Lewistown. Far side, Shover for three, blocked by McElwain. Rebound, Gingrich, outlet pass to Feathers. Jenna behind the back to the bucket, hammered, and she goes to the floor, and she will shoot two. Boy, good, hard, that's just pushing that ball up the floor by Lewistown, and Feathers going to shoot 2 shots.
Good defense that time as Maggie Johnson was breaking down the left wing. Feathers did not have an opportunity to get her the ball as Showalter played some tough defense, ending up fouling Feathers.
1 minute and 51 seconds. And Jada Purcell in the ball game as Maggie looks like she'll be done for the evening with 1:51 to go. 20-point margin. Feathers at the line. Misses the first of 2. Boy, not a lot of foul shots in this second half, Joel.
Lewistown has shot 1 free throw in the second half. This will be the second.
Second shot by Feathers is good. 21 points is the margin. Clock running under 1:50 to play. Showalter across midcourt for Central. Gives it up to Anderson in the corner. Down low to Laux, and a whistle and a reach-in foul against McElwain. That is, however, just the 3rd team foul, I believe, against Lewistown. Make it the 4th. 3rd against McElwain. And Central will inbound under their own bucket.
Central with 16 fouls in this half. Lewistown will shoot the remainder of the way. There's no reason really to foul in this ball game.
Kim Ebersol with the ball for Central. Through the lane. Nice move, but she missed the layup. Zampelli with a rebound. Oh, what a horrible call. Looked like Zampelli was hammered on the play. But instead, they call Zampelli with a walk.
If you're not going to call the foul, you have to call the walk.
Wow. Turnover will give it back to Central. They go down low to Ebersol. Scoop shot over Gingrich is short. Krista has the rebound. 1:20 to go. 59-38. Lady Panthers counting it down for another district title. Krista Gingrich trying to go down low to Feathers. Ball knocked away by Laux. Substitution now. Kim Maxwell will check in for the Lady Panthers, and Jenna Feathers out of there. Nice ball game, Joel, for the junior.
Jenna Feathers with 3 triples for Lewistown, finishing tonight's ball game with 16 points for the Lady Panthers.
McElwain will inbound for Lewistown with 1:19 to go, and another turnover on the inbound, taken away by Ebersol.
I think Kevin Curtis is going to have to work on an inbounds play from underneath the bucket.
Central on offense right down to Laux, and she puts it up and in for 2. This is a coach's dream, though, Joel. You win a district title, and you do it convincingly, yet you have a lot of ammunition to go back and work with your team because they have done some things not real well, and now Gingrich with a walk out front. Boy, they've just made some turnovers that this team, and I'm serious, I've seen a lot of this team, believe me, the last 4 years. You could go to 100 games and not see them make some of the turnovers they made tonight, but again, the sign of a great team. They have pounded and handled this team. They lead by 19 with 1 minute to go.
Yeah, they dominated in the first half, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Central down low to Laux, misses the shot, gets a rebound, misses again. Laux, boy, 2 wide open shots, couldn't get him to fall. Lewistown with the ball back, and Gingrich throws it away. Another turnover, and a foul. Well, no, not a foul, a jump ball called in the backcourt. Alternating possession arrow will give it to Lewistown with 34 seconds to go. The lead is 19 for the Lady Panthers. Counting it down till they get yet another trophy for that case in at Lewistown. Maxwell lobs into Zampelli, high low, down low to Gingrich, misses the shot, and the rebound to Ebersol. 25 seconds and counting in the game. Ebersol for 3. Shot is fouled by Gingrich. I thought they weren't going to call the foul. I thought they were going to call that a block, but that was an obvious foul, and that will put Ebersol to the line, shooting 3 with 22 seconds to go.
Ebersol with 15 points in the third quarter with their first opportunity now to get some points in the fourth quarter. I'll tell you what, that was a real late whistle, Roger. I wasn't sure they were going to call that foul.
And the All-American checks out. Krista Gingrich, another solid performance by Gingrich as Gina Socio checks into the ball game for the Lady Panthers. Kim Ebersol shooting 3 foul shots, misses the first.
Krista going to finish tonight with 23 points.
And a whistle and a timeout taken by Central with 22 seconds to go. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back right after this. At St. Francis after the timeout. Kim Ebersol at the foul line. Still has 2 more to shoot and hits that one. She was fouled in the act of shooting a 3-pointer. Margin for the Lady Panthers is 18 with 22 seconds to go. And Ebersol ends up hitting 2 of 3. And Lewistown with the ball now as we wind this baby down. Under 20 seconds to go. Maxwell out top for Lewistown, goes to Socio. 14 seconds, 13. Socio throws it away. Turnover taken by Anderson. Anderson down to Showalter, back to Anderson. 4 seconds, 3. Anderson all the way to the bucket, no good, and that's going to be the ball game. the Lewistown Lady Panthers three-peat as District 6 AAA champions. And it's off to the state tournament for the defending state champs, 59-42. They led from start to finish to three-peat for the title. We'll be back with a post-game show. They'll be cutting down the nets and getting their medals right after this. We'll get a lot of them out of the way here.
All right, there's Timmy's daughter getting a medal.
To St. Francis College in Loretto. Billy Joel Diamond, Roger Hurto courtside, where the Lewistown girls have just received their medals, and now they get the trophy to show off to the Panther faithful for three-peating, Joel. Three-peating as District 6 AAA champs. What an accomplishment.
Great accomplishment for the Lewistown Lady Panthers, the 5 seniors, Krista Gingrich, Maggie Johnston, Heather McElwain, Kim Maxwell, and help me out, and Jada Purcell, the 5 seniors, got the team award for the Lewistown Lady Panthers.
I'll let you do some of the work there, Joel. Scoring-wise, while you do that, I'm going to make my way out in the court and talk with Kevin Kodish.
Okay, for Central tonight, Roger, it was all Kim Ebersol as she led the way with 26 points. She had 20 in the second half for the Lady Scarlet Dragons. Megan Laux, who played most of the evening in foul trouble, with 8 points. Christy Shover had 6 points for Central, and Ann Showalter with 4 for a total of 42 points. Only 4 Central girls got in the scoring column tonight. For Lewistown, Krista Gingrich led the way with 23 points. Jenna Feathers followed with 16 points. Nikki Snyder, 8 for the Lady Panthers. Andy Zampelli, Heather McElwain, and Maggie Johnston had 4 points apiece for the 59-42 win. We're going to go now to Roger Hurto on the court.
Okay, thank you, Joel. We are now out on the court where the Lady Panthers are cutting down the nets as three-peating District 6 AAA champions, 3 in a row. for head coach Kevin Kodesh. We are now out on the court. Heather McElwain, one of the seniors, getting her piece of the net. And Kevin, hard to believe, 4 straight trips here and your 3rd straight AAA championship.
It's great, Roger. You never lose that feeling of wanting to be here, and it's great to be here. It was wonderful when we walked in tonight with that big crowd for the first game. Just the noise here. I think if 20 people be here, it'd be pretty loud, though. But so it's excellent place to be. It was a little warm in here tonight, but nice to see these guys finish it off here and get another district title.
And I tell you what, your team's been, as we said, a bullseye on their back all season. Maybe not one of your best games tonight. I told Joel, I said, boy, as a coach, this is a dream. You win a district title, you beat a very good team handily, yet you still have a lot of ammunition when you go to practice to say, hey, guys, we got a lot of stuff to work on.
That's right. We turned the ball over much too much for our liking. I think we just got a little antsy at times. When the first half there, when we did shoot, we scored, but we were turning it over too often. We forced the ball into the post when it wasn't there for some reason. But like you said, we have things to work on, so we can't say we played a super ball game, but we did what we had to do, and we played, I think, excellent defense the first half in particular.
And the big thing that this does, even more than that trophy you're holding in your hand, it does get you a game probably a lot closer to District 6. We would hope, certainly in District 6, in the opening round next Saturday of the state tournament.
Well, we know it's going to be a home game as far as District 6 is concerned. It'll be a District 6 site. That's preordained, so we'll know that. But where we don't know, it might be somewhere like Altoona. So Altoona or Tyrone maybe.
And any thoughts on who it might be? I know you do a lot of work preliminary-wise there on who that team could be.
Well, depending on tomorrow's outcome in the championship game, it'll either be Seton LaSalle or Canavan. If Pine Richland wins, it'll be Canavan, and they're going to be a tough draw because they were 22-2. They won their first round game to get to the final 8. They were the 2nd seed, and they got upset in overtime in the quarterfinals. So if we see Canavan, we're seeing actually the 2nd best team, even though it's going to say 7-7.
Well, my friend, the media are waiting on you here. Congratulations. You got a net to cut down as well. A 3-peat as district champs. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Kevin Kodesh, head coach of the 3-peating Lewistown Lady Panthers as District 6 AAA champs. While I'm out here on the court, Joel Diamond, we'll get in a word if we can with Lewistown principal Ed Curry. Just to let you know there, Ed, we are live on the floor, and what an honor for you, huh? You've got three-time repeating district champions. What a great job the kids did tonight.
You're absolutely right. An outstanding group of young people, and I'm just honored to be part of it.
What can you say about this enthusiasm with Lewistown? Again, no matter where you play, seems like a home game.
Well, I don't think it matters where we go. We have such a terrific fan following that we could fill the place ourselves. There wouldn't be room for somebody else. But it's great to see this kind of enthusiasm. It's over the years, it's been terrific for the community, and let's just keep going a step at a time here.
And I know you got one of the Lewistown Lady Panthers' #1 fans there with you.
Taylor Diffrey, you bet. She's at all of them. It's great to have her.
All right, Ed Curry, principal of Lewistown. Let's see if we can get a couple of the players. Krista Gingrich, congratulations, Krista, on yet another district championship. Your thoughts on tonight?
Well, I think especially for the seniors, we had some payback time. Coming into this game, it was exactly the same situation as our freshman year. So the seniors wanted to win this one pretty bad.
I'm sure you did, and a convincing win. You guys got out early, played very well. A little bit sloppy at times, I'm sure. I mentioned to your coach that's something I'm sure he'll work on. You got a week to get ready for the next one, but boy, here we go again, trying to make another trip to Hershey.
That's right, and we're going to do the best job we can, and we just like to ask everyone to come out and support us.
All right, congratulations, Krista Gingrich, of course, the All-American from Lewistown. Let's see if we can grab a couple of more players while we are out there on the floor. Jenna, if you could come with us over here for just a second. Jenna Feathers, who had another outstanding night for the Lewistown girls, and you got the team off early. 3-pointer was working well out of the chute, and of course, as always, your defense in the second half. But your thoughts on tonight's game? I know for you guys, it seems like you're almost enjoying this more than you did a year ago. I think there was a lot of pressure last year. Now, even though you're a target and everybody wants to beat you, you guys really seem to be enjoying this run.
Yeah, Central is a good team. We knew that they were going to come out. They have excellent shooters outside, and they have a strong inside. And I think our big girls did a really good job inside defense and offense. And we just got lucky outside. I mean, Krista was hitting. Maggie hurt her knee a little bit, but she came back and she played pretty strong for us. We needed her. So, I mean, we knew this was going to be another tough game. We looked at it the same as we do all the others. Now I just hope we can keep going.
All right, congratulations, Jenna.
Thanks.
Jenna Feathers, of course, one of the outstanding guards on this team, and we'll try to grab also Maggie Johnston before we leave the floor. Maggie, we are live on CHX. Congratulations. Understand a slight injury tonight. Anything we need to be concerned about?
No, our trainer said that she thinks I pulled my hamstring muscle, but it should be all right. I mean, I went back in the game. As long as I keep stretching it and stuff. We have a week now until our next game, so I think it'll be all right.
And I understand, I think from what your coach was saying, you're going to get a good scrimmage in this week as well.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
He's going to make sure you get some work in this week. But you guys maybe didn't play one of your best games, but I think that's a sign of a great team. I noticed you guys at times really getting on each other out there a little bit. I think that's what makes you guys so successful is even in a win, you won a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, this is the district championship, but it's not really the game we're looking forward to. I mean, we want to win a state championship, and I guess this just wasn't as big a deal this year as it has been before.
Well, it's 3 in a row. Congratulations, and we'll be with you guys next Saturday.
All right, thank you.
One of the many outstanding players of the Lady Panthers as Kevin Kodish and Ron Mills do the final work on the net, bringing down another district championship for the Lewistown girls. We'll take a commercial break, and we'll be back to wrap things up from St. Francis right after this. Time we got back here, fellas? That's not bad.
Play them straight after we're done.
Just run schedule 3-minute breaks. All right. There, Jim. 5 3-minute breaks spread out over the next. On the floor, could you hear everything fine? Lewistown Lady Panthers left little doubt, Joel, who the #1 team in AAA in District 6 is, and I think little doubt who the best team in Pennsylvania is as they continue their assault through the playoffs. Again, their first 2 games, 100-54 in the opener, 83-43 in the second game, and tonight's final, another convincing margin, 59-42. And some of the players said it there in some of the post-game interviews. They realized that they did not maybe play their best. And again, you know, for a lot of teams, this is one of those brass rings. For Lewistown, this is not the brass ring. They're looking for a lot more.
They're looking for the state championship, and you hate to say it, I think everyone from Lewistown came up here tonight expecting the 3rd district championship in a row, but now there are 5 left. You can't make it. There's no room for error anymore, Roger. As Kevin Kodish said, they could meet Canavan early. Now, they've played Canavan before, I believe, and they're familiar with Canavan. But Canavan got knocked out, so they could see them next Saturday, probably at Altoona is where I'm going to guess.
And folks, don't forget tomorrow right here on Chicks 105, Billy Joel Diamond will be joined by Mr. Joe Pappas to bring you all the action as the Indian Valley girls try for a District 6 Quad A championship. Game time again is 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Our pregame show will air at 1 o'clock, beginning at 1 o'clock tomorrow here from St. Francis. And again, for you folks making the trip this way, don't forget that is the second game. The second game tomorrow. The first game starts at 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon when Central Cambria takes on Penn's Manor. And again, that's the girls' AA title. Indian Valley girls and Altoona follow at 1:30. Again, the Lady Panthers have done it 3 in a row. They open up the state tournament next Saturday at a site, time, and opponent to be announced. As soon as we get the word, we'll pass it on to you. And of course, the Chicks Road team will be there to bring you back all the action. My thanks to the folks here at St. Francis College in Loretto. As always, they have been extremely accommodating to Chicks 105, and I'm sure they'll take care of the fellas here tomorrow. For Billy Joel Diamond and for our crew, Joe Powell.